If you've clicked on this thumbnail, then you're here to dissect any information you can about the newest race on the block, the Deadly Dozen. What is the Deadly Dozen? The Deadly Dozen is being branded as the world's toughest race, with 12 400-metre running efforts and 12 labours. The Deadly Dozen is very similar to High Rocks in the fact that you need to do your running and you need to do your exercise or your labour. So I'm going to run you through the labours which you're required to do in the Deadly Dozen and let you know what the weights are, how many reps or laps you need to do, and hopefully clear this up for you before we go more into the video. The Deadly Dozen race started in 2024 and will be the new big race that will see multiple venues across the UK, new sponsorships and new elite athletes take on this stamina testing workout. Current location is at the Macclesfield racetrack at the Leisure Centre in Macclesfield. The postcode brings you straight there and the free parking can be found around the back. It's available for spectators and competitors alike. It's not only the parking that is free, all spectators who follow you around to all your fitness events will have the pleasure of watching you and it being completely free for them to do so. Now, the facilities at the clubhouse are very basic but have exactly what you need. Somewhere to wash your hands, face and your knees after you've been bear crawling through the grass. Registration is super easy. You'll receive a timing chip when confirming your name along with your start time and race number written on your arm. So your first labour is a kettlebell farmer's carry and that's for 240 metres. Males, that's 2 times 24 kg kettlebells, or females, that's 2 times 16 kg kettlebells. Labour number 2, kettlebell deadlift for 60 repetitions. Male, that's 1 times 32 kg kettlebell. Females, that's 1 times 24 kg kettlebell. Labour number 3, dumbbell lunge, 60 metres. Males have 2 times 12.5 kg dumbbells. Females have 2 times 7.5 kg dumbbells. Labour number 4, dumbbell snatch, 60 repetitions. Males 1 times 15 kg dumbbell, females 1 times 9 kg dumbbell. Labour number 5, burpee broad jumps for 60 metres, that is just purely body weight. Labour number 6, kettlebell goblet squats, 60 repetitions. Males 1 times 16 kg kettlebell, females 1 times 12 kg kettlebell. Labour number 7, the weight plate front carry, that's going to be for 240 metres. Males 1 times 25 kg weight plate, females 1 times 20 kg weight plate. Labour number 8, the dumbbell push press, that's for 60 repetitions. Males 2 times 12.5 kg dumbbells, females 2 times 6 kg dumbbells. Labour number 9, the bear crawl, 120 metres, that is body weight as well. Labour number 10, the weight plate clean and press, 60 repetitions. Males 1 times 15 kg weight plate, females 1 times 10 kg weight plate. Labour number 11, the weight plate overhead carry, that's 180 metres. Males 1 times 15 kg weight plate, females 1 times 10 kg weight plate. And labour number 12, the dumbbell devil press, 20 repetitions. Males 2 times 10 kg dumbbells, females 2 times 5 kg dumbbells. Considering this was a July date, the sky was overcast with clouds and the weather sitting around 13 degrees, which actually was a blessing in disguise because I wouldn't want to try and competitively race in the baking sun. Before any races, I'll always ensure the correct nutrition on the race day and I'll keep it basic with a bagel with jam and a banana. Something to drop enough energy, but not to make me feel like it's weighing me down. Now pair that with a pint of water in the morning and the occasional swing of a BLDR hydro before the race. I usually feel well hydrated before going into anything. Of course, it's not just race day, it's the build up to it and what I consume the days before in my diet. I'm aiding a bloody good nutrition plan with items from the Ancient Extracts range. I currently take the Chilajit, the newest superfood on the market, derived from the Himalayan mountains. It has over 18 minerals and it can help with things like fatigue, boosting your libido and boosting your endurance. I also take their Morning Magic, which is a coffee alternative with no caffeine and the aid of functional mushrooms such as cordyceps, turkey tail, lion's mane, and if you know anything about these mushrooms, you'll know the benefits of having them in your system daily. In the information pack that Deadly Dozen send out, they do specify that there is a warm-up area. However, on the day, it's not really that well signposted. there is a massive green area which you can actually start to get warmed up on, and there's plenty of road for you to run up and down on as well. Myself and other competitors were running up and down just to get our heart rates up and get things moving, doing a couple of lunges, but there was actually no physical weights until you entered the start area. And you're only invited to enter the start area 5 minutes prior to your race. In the start area, there are a red resistance band and there are 10 kg weight plates for you to have a little bit of a warm up on. But realistically, in the 5 minutes you're in there, you are getting greeted by the lovely gentleman, I didn't get his name, about the race specifics. The guy giving the briefing in the start area was absolutely spot on. There was no questions that went unanswered. I generally felt ready for this race before we kicked off. Now in my wave there was 2 males, 3 females. The other male in my wave was a guy called Sean, who I actually ended up being in close competition with throughout the whole race, and I'll cover that when I go into a few extra bits later on. Now what's interesting was the footwear that we was both wearing. So Sean, I can't remember off the top of my head whether it was an Alpha Fly or a Vaporfly, but I'm pretty sure it was the Alpha Fly 2s. And if you know anything about trainers, we know that the Alpha Flies, the Vapor Flies, they are absolutely brilliant for road running. However, for surfaces such as what we're going to be going into, they're not ideal because they don't have a lot of grip. So Sean was wearing those and I was wearing my Pegasus 40s, and I've never really been let down by the Pegasus 40s. They're good road running trainers, they have great grip and they're really comfortable as well. However, since competing at the Deadly Dozen, I have picked up a new pair of trainers, and for what would be seen as an absolute bargain as well. These were the Nike Ultra Flies. They're down from $229.99 to $149.49. They're a trail racing shoe. They have a carbon fly plate layer between the Nike Zoom X foam to give you propulsive energy and a springy feel. Being a trial shoe, they also have the Vibram Mega Grip, which is a sticky rubber that works well with the chevron lug pattern. Basically, a lightweight, durable outsole that gives you great grip. And I truly believe that a shoe like that would be ideal for a race like this, which involves some track running and some off-road work. As soon as the countdown was done, my wave kicked off, and seeing Sean's pace straight away, I could see that I'd have an interesting race. I was aiming for 23 seconds per every 100 meters and was hoping to hold that for the entire race. In after the first run at 1:42, the judges were lined up and counting your sets up and down. 2 times 24 kg kettlebells and very moist, uneven ground. Managed to complete in a time of 2 minutes 14 and had a total time of 3 minutes 46 for the set and back to the track. When I go into my facts and figures, I'm going to be talking about sets, and this is just my mental way of breaking down the 12 runs and the 12 labours and pairing them together. So run 1 goes with labour 1, and that's what I'm going to be pairing as a set. The same with run 2 and labour 2 and so on. So run 2 was faster. I think I was on Sean's heels here, running slightly faster than I'd accounted for in training. Straight into 60 kettlebell deadlifts at 32 kg. In practice, I've broken these down into 3 sets of 20, but on the day I achieved this in 2 sets of 30, which the judges were counting. Smashed this in a 1 minute 24, total time of 2 minutes 50 for the set, and back out on the track with very heavy legs. Run 3 was sadly done slower. I hit a 137 and it was straight into dumbbell lunges at 2 times 12.5 kg dumbbells. Lunges are one of my weaker movements, but I managed to make some space up against Sean here. This was a lot harder in practice due to the ground conditions, wet, moisture, undulating, very hard to get any kind of balance. It kicks you off your flow. So the lunge is done in 2:28, total time of 4:05 for the set and back onto the track. Just a few seconds behind Sean, and the legs are feeling even heavier. Run 4 completed in 1:36, quite literally 1 second behind Sean now, and we both head into the snatches. 60 snatches at 15 kg. I'm ahead of my anticipated time at this point and I'm gassed. The snatches felt harder than they should have been. Sadly, no judge here to count my reps. Not a problem, as I'm used to counting my own reps, but there definitely should have been someone there. Snatches done in a time of 2 minutes 15, total time 3:51 for the set, and I'm back on the track. So run 5, a slower time of 1:40, and into my worst exercise, the dreaded burpee broad jumps. Now this movement is made even worse because of the wet, uneven ground. Sean actually slipped a few times during this section, and it was down to the trainers. They're great for the road running, but don't have the grip for wet ground. I managed to catch up with Sean on this station and encourage him across the line as we passed together. And you'll probably hear somewhere along here Katrina saying, "That's the PT in him." Anyway, burpee broad jumps completed in 3 minutes. Total time for the section, 4 minutes 40 seconds.
That's the PT in him, that is.
So run 6 was a 1:38. The legs started to come back to life before going into 60 goblet squats at 16 kg for the kettlebell. The standard here is that the bum needs to go below the knees and the knees and the bum need to be at full extension at the top of the movement. My first 3 were great. The last 57 were so bloody tough that the form went out the window. I just had to tick the boxes to get the rep. Sean and I finished at the same time. I got a 2:38 on the squats, total time of 4:16, but my legs were goosed.
Let's go, come on.
Go on, Rich.
Okay, so after a slow run here, 1:42 to be exact, the next exercise is a 25 kg weight plate front carry for 240 meters. I use this as an opportunity to help my heart rate recover while still walking with purpose. My technique was to bear hug the plate and hold each hand and just walk quickly. I managed to overtake Sean here, get my breath back and feel better for my next run. Front carry time was 2 minutes 56, a total time of 4:38 for the set. After feeling like a good level of recovery on Labour 7, I was back to the track running and feeling better. My next run time was 1:28, taking 14 seconds off my previous lap time, and then it was time to go into the push press with 2 12.5 kg dumbbells for 60 reps. This absolutely annihilated me. The uneven footing on the ground, my back firing from the amount of hip hinge so far and the legs being gassed. I received a few no reps here and my shoulders were on fire. Sean joined me on this when I was about 20 reps in and I knew he'd be wanting to catch up as fast as possible, so I had to keep consistent. A very hard 2 minutes 42 on this, total time 4 minutes 10. Okay, so a 1:35 on the run and straight into a 120 meter bear crawl. This exercise had everyone on their knees at one point. The amount of lactic acid buildup was unreal. Again, the wet, slippery surface, underhand and foot was a real challenge to contend with. I had an awesome judge on this one who was very encouraging. The first 30 meters were okay, then the other 90 were absolutely awful. Sean made up some time here on this station and was bearing closer, excuse the pun. Bear crawl time was a whopping 5 minutes on the dot. So total time of 6 minutes 35 for the set. I was literally immobile for about 10 seconds after getting up because that hurt so much.
Run it off. Go on, you got this. Well done.
So coming in after run 10, I managed a 1:40 and it felt really slow going round. My next label was 60 clean and press with a 15 kg weight plate. More hip hinge. I had a judge of this who was really encouraging. You can't quite see her behind the flag, but she was brilliant. Apart from the fact that she no-repped me a few times and actually without telling me, so I thought I was a few reps ahead of where I was. The legs were goosed. You can see a lot of round in the lower back. And when Sean got to this station, there was around a 15-second window where he didn't have a station or a weight, and so had to wait for one to come available. Enough time to enjoy a bit of forced recovery. I managed to complete the labour in 3 minutes 18, total time of 4:58 for the set. A quick thumbs up to the judge and I look around for the team for some hydration. At this point I felt broken. This was not the plan, but I was ahead of time, which I was chuffed about. So a gnarly 1 minute 40 for run 11 and into the 180 metre overhead carry with a 15 kg weight plate. Another station I was able to encourage my heart rate down and walk with purpose. This is a shoulder burner. I had a few 3 to 4 second stops and went straight back into it again. The judges were lined up at the start and counted your reps for you on this one. Sean managed to start the labour as I was close to leaving and I could see the gap starting to open up between us more now. I completed the overhead carry in 2 minutes 39, total time 4:19 for the set. And after a bit of active recovery on the overhead carry labour, I managed to run my last run in a 1:28, which is my joint second fastest time of the event. I felt good going into 20 devil's press with 2 10 kg dumbbells. In practice, I've managed this in sub 2, so I felt confident about getting these smashed out. These were hard on the wet, unsturdy ground, but achievable. My judge on this one stopped counting some of my reps while instructing another judge where to go, and no repped me a further 3, which wasn't communicated until I challenged it, which is frustrating, but I carried on until she counted 20. Devil press completed in 2:25, total time of 3:53 for the set, and a total overall time of 52 minutes 12 seconds for the whole event. 11th out of 64. Once I'd had a minute or two to recover on the floor, I went back to encourage Sean in his last efforts for the devil press. He done well and finished really strong. It was at that point that Bazza had started his wave and I began to cheer him on. Bazza done so well, coming in at a 51.45, 8th out of 64. So in summary, a fantastic race. A few minor teething issues, but that's to be expected of a race this early on. It was nice to see race director Jason Curtis handing out the bespoke skull medals to everybody as we crossed the finish line, and I actually managed to have a chat with him after the race and just say how much I enjoyed it and how much I think this is going to go absolutely bonkers. When you look at Hyrox and how Hyrox has grown after the last few years, especially with multiple venues in the UK and the world, I truly believe that the Deadly Dozen is going to do exactly that. It's a highly achievable race for absolutely anybody to take part, and with any of these fitness events, it has a really welcoming atmosphere for all. I suppose my only big gripe is about the judges and the judging which happened on the day, as always, and it's again just a teething issue. So on the snatches, sadly no judge present to count my reps. Again, doesn't actually matter, I can count my own reps, it's fine, I'm fine with that. But there should be somebody there to be counting your repetitions. When we went to the weight plate, sadly Sean was waiting for a weight plate and a station to become available, and in the devil press there was an issue with the judges, and so that's why my lady then took her eye off me to direct another judge in the right position, and then came back to me, and there was a few reps that I'd done which hadn't been counted, which to me is a little bit frustrating because I was going there for a particular time, and especially as my member Bazza came in as well, I literally persuaded him to come last minute, and I think he beat me by about 22 seconds, and I truly believe that I'd have been very competitive against Bazza had I have done the correct amount of reps and not the additional 5 that I'd actually done. In general though, the judges were absolutely fantastic. I don't think you could have asked any more from them. Everyone that I spoke to was great. They was in high spirits. They were really, really helpful. I had these big old glasses on, which you've probably seen in the videos anyway. They were Team U special, by the way. I had to add them on to bulk up the order. And so people can't see my face, and they've probably just seen me like dribbling or something like that because I'm so gassed, and they were all so nice. So massive thank you to the judges for being there and giving your time on the day. It's much appreciated from all of us athletes, and if anybody is watching this that is coming to compete in a Deadly Dozen race or even a Hyrox race, and you've got people which are going to be coming with you, maybe you're going to be staying over, maybe people might just be interested, then please do get them to volunteer, because it means the world and it makes for a brilliant race for all of us athletes. I previously mentioned it in the video beforehand, team. If anyone's interested in getting any ancient extracts, then please do visit the link which I'm going to post below. That'll take you straight to the website and you'll get your discount code there as well. Please just click the link. The discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That is for your Morning Magic, that could be for your Shilajit, any sort of gummies, or any of their functional mushroom range, which are absolutely fantastic, by the way. I'm taking those every single day and I feel so much better for it. Some other things I do actually take as well before race are some beetroot shots. You can get those from Holland & Barrett. Don't get those until they're in the sale though, because you can get a really good bargain on those, especially in the app, and the ginger shots as well. I actually really like the taste of the ginger shots, so sometimes I just take it for a little bit of a kick anyway. And of course, Hunter McIntyre's Builder. YouTube gang, I hope you found this video very helpful. Give us a thumbs up, give us some feedback, let us know how you've done in your races, and hopefully I'll see you out on a field sometime soon.